G'day, welcome back to another episode of Tomo's Tune-Ups. It's going to be a short one this time. On the last episode, we were working on the 1275 engine and there was a couple of bolts that had pulled the thread out. So on this episode, I'm going to show you how to install a Helicoil kit. So the first step we're going to be doing is oversizing the hole and then cleaning up any of the debris with a dustpan. The next thing we do is grab the tap and apply a little bit of grease to the threads. This will ensure that when you are tapping the hole, any debris that is coming out, it is going to get caught in the grease and not contaminate the hole that we've just drilled. Now you want to take your time with this, going nice and slow back and forth until it bottoms out. Once it bottoms out, you're then going to remove it. This is something you really want to be careful with, especially in this situation when it is quite difficult to get in there. Once we've done that, we're just going to grab our air compressor and just blow out a little bit of the hole to make sure that all of the debris has come out. So we're going to be grabbing our thread installation tool along with the right size thread, wind it all the way in until it comes to a complete stop, and once it does, you can then proceed further. Once it's come to a complete stop, you're then going to grab the tool to break the tang off the end. Once you've done that, you're then going to grab your new bolt and you're going to wind it in and ensure that it grabs properly and then torque it up using a torque wrench. So as I finished this video and I was editing it, I was about to upload it to YouTube, I realized it probably wasn't as informative as what I wanted it to be. Although I did give a lot of instruction, I didn't give a real good close-up look as to how to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate to you right now how to do it and how to apply a helicoil. That way, those people at home watching that want to learn how to do it can actually see it firsthand rather than just an overview of what I was actually doing and what I was talking about. Okay, so this is the helicoil kit that we're going to be using. So there are a couple of different size helicoils here. There's a really short one, there is a longer one in the middle, and then there is a even longer one at the very end. Now you notice it has these little tabs at the end, this little straight bar in the middle. This tool at the end here is designed to break those off, and it's designed to break in such a way that it won't take much force whatsoever. Now this is a tool that we use to wind it in, so the helicoil will slide directly down on the end here, and then we just adjust this depending how deep we need it to go. We have our tap, which is what we're going to be covering in grease to catch any of the debris on the outside of these flutes here. That way it's not going to get inside the thread and we're not going to destroy the new one that we're trying to create, and also the drill bit that we're going to be using. Now a kit will come with all of this, so make sure that when you buy it, you don't just use one of the things in it, you use everything out of it. Okay, so once we have drilled it, we're then going to grab our tap, which is this one here, and we're going to apply a little bit of grease on the inside of these flutes to catch any of the excess build up from inside here. So I often just dunk it in a bit of grease like this, that way it'll catch it all. If not, you can just smear it up at the insides of the flutes up in there. Okay, so to make this a little bit easier, we're just going to remove the idler gear and stick that off to the side. Make sure it only goes on one way, and we're going to line it up here. You want to be nice and straight, and then we're just going to drive it in nice and slowly until it seats right to the bottom of the hole. Because we also have the gearbox out, it is significantly easier to do it than what it was when I was doing it inside the vehicle. Now a good method to use is going a quarter turn at a time forward, followed by half a turn backwards. Go all the way to where you finished, and then go 1/4 more, and then go back half a turn, and then keep working yourself forward. That'll ensure that you're not applying too much pressure to the tap as you're cutting it. Okay, once you've reached the end stop, we're then just going to remove the tap nice and easy. So as you can see, as it comes out, it's caught all the debris from inside the hole. So we just grab a rag, we're going to give it a wipe, just to remove any excess, and then we're going to clean this up. Now as there is a little bit of debris left in there with some grease on it, we're just going to remove it using a screwdriver. And out comes the ball of grease with some alloy on it. Alright, so once you've ascertained what depth the thread is that you've just created, you're going to grab your new helicoil and you're going to install it on the tool just like this. Once it's on the tool, you're then going to start winding it into the gearbox or into the hole. Now I just need a little bit more length here just to help push it in. So I've just wound it out, and then we're just going to wind the helicoil in nice and easy. And you want to make sure that it becomes flush with the housing, in my case the gearbox. Okay, so the thread is all the way inside there. Wait till it comes to a stop at the end, which will be here. Okay, so once it's then come to a stop, we're then going to grab our little tool here. We're just going to dab a little bit of grease on the end of it. That way when we break it off, it's going to be able to catch the piece at the end. So you're just going to push it all the way in, give it a tap, it'll break it off, and then it should just come directly out. If it doesn't, you can always get yourself a small screwdriver and just bend the tab just so it breaks, and then pull it directly out. There we go. And there's the broken tab. Alright, now make sure you give the thread a little bit of a clean, run your new bolt through there, make sure that it works, and once you're satisfied with it, you're then ready to put it back together. So that's it guys, that's how you install a helicoil kit. Don't forget that when you're using the tap, use plenty of grease to catch all of the excess debris to save it going in any unexpected areas. And if you're going to be using any compressed air, make sure that you block any open orifices like the exhaust, the inlet, or even the head in our example. But because there wasn't much pressure, we should be fine. So stay tuned guys, bring on Freedom Day in a couple of days time when we're going to go for a drive. So until next time guys, stay COVID safe, bring on Freedom Day, and you'll see another episode of the 1275 A+ engine right here on Tomo's Tune Ups.